It is time to choose. Accept your fate and await oblivion. Or make a stand and fight for survival. Step into the light, young hero. Be brave.
Well, hello there. Hi, Nick. Good evening. Hello, Brad. Caw to you too, sir. I certainly hope you had an eventful and productive visit to the bank this evening, because here I am. And there's Norris. In acting in my stead as my visual representation. I know. Look at him without that border. It's up to it's next level Norris for sure. I just wonder if the person who was working on Pool of Radiance, who designed that character, what would they think if they could see what a hit Norris was 35 years later? Hey, what's up? What's up, Mackenzie? How you doing? Another little tweak to the name there. But I know it's you. How you doing? It feels like he's in the bank with you. Lovely. So, and you hope that I beat. I want to see now how many hours I've got on Bravely Default. This has basically been the only game I've been playing, aside from a few hours last week playing that I was gonna say steam cleaner, the pressure washer simulator. I've been playing a lot of Bravely Default. Well, it's the only game I've been playing, not that I've played it. And I got to a point where I almost felt burnt out on it. I'm just like, I just want to finish it because I don't want to have this be another game that I left by the wayside. And I like it, but those, battles can start feeling repetitive after a while. But then, I don't know, I got my second Bravely Default win. Maybe I got more invested in the story. Something happened this week, or while I was playing it last weekend, and it just clicked. And now I'm just into it. I'm no longer just waiting to burn through it to be done with it. I'm actually enjoying it. I have learned Adele's secret. Yeah, Brad. And I have to say, that whole sort of chapter or time around that, the story keeps surprising me. Because, it comes off as kind of cartoonish and simple. There's some real heavy, kind of impactful storytelling going on in this game. And they're still doing it in... That's the thing about JRPGs. They're still doing it in these ridiculous cartoon voices. But I'm sitting there getting emotional and stuff. You want... Really? You know what? I have been thinking more about Crusader Kings 3. I actually have thought about it. It's just... I started thinking... I might need something smaller to deal with. Something I can finish. I haven't figured out what I'm going to play next. There's some part of me that really wants to play Red Dead Redemption 2. And it's because it's, in my mind, right near the top of one of the best games ever. And it's just been sitting in my library for 2 years. I played a bunch of it. I put it down. It's collecting dust. And I'm like... and then I'm playing games like Raft, which, don't get me wrong, Raft, I like it. But it's sometimes I'm like, why am I playing all these like half-finished indie games when there are these masterpieces of the genre of the video game form that are just sitting, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna play Project Zomboid, which it's great too. I love Project Zomboid, but still, the DLC is $80. Oh, is that the whatever season pass? Do they have a season pass? The last I checked, the only substantive DLC is the Royal Court. All the other stuff is more like flavor, like portraits for people from different regions and shit like that. But... Hey, Matus. Tyranthraxus is waiting for you to finish Podol Plaza. I just don't know if... I don't know if in the grand scheme of things, a game that I already beat 35 years ago should be at the top of my list. I did enjoy playing it a little bit. That was an experience, but, Now I need to look. Okay, on the Humble Store? Because the thing about these, it's one of the things people are getting sick about Paradox Interactive is their business model, where they release kind of a bare bones version of a game and then slowly deliver the content over hundreds of dollars of DLC over the next several years. Was there a bundle for it? Yeah, I'm going to look. Oh, just on the Humble Store. Okay. Oh, they are having a sale. Or do they not have... The one thing I like about Steam is if you go to the game page, it has a comprehensive link to all of the DLCs. This, it only has Royal Edition. Alright, son of a bitch. Crusader Kings. Actually doesn't look like... Oh, there's the expansion pass for 32. There's a ton of expansions for Crusader Kings 2. Do you think you might have been looking at those? Alright, just because it's easier to look at this stuff on Steam, I'm going to look on Steam. And you know what? Here, let's do this. Let me give you guys... I spent a little bit of time reloading assets hopefully without overloading them into this new scene collection that I basically started from scratch that I was assembling during last week's stream. You know how I like to have. Here we go. Here, we'll just put that in the background. So let's see. Crusader Kings 3. Steam, to me, is the best place to look. And, all right. Because they give you this. Okay, so right now there are 4 related items. This one comes free. There's the Northern Lords, which is, I'm going to guess, is just a flavor pack. First in-depth flavor pack. They even call it a flavor pack. I'm pretty sure it's just like a hair and clothing and stuff like that. And music too. All right. So this is the sort of thing where if you're like, oh my God, I want to be a Northern Lord, and it's been my dream to always be a Northern Lord, and that's my, your families are descended from Northern Lords in real life, and you're just, oh, the only reason you want to play Crusader Kings 3 is because you want to just, you're obsessed with being a Northern Lord. Well, then this might be worth it for you. The Fate of Iberia, $6.99. I'm guessing another flavor pack. Flavor pack. Oh, the struggle. There's a new feature. So I guess that's if you want to be Spain. It adds some stuff. And there's all the cosmetics. Nick, you could be a Northern Lord. And you could even experience the authentic musics of that the real Northern Lords would have listened to while they're ruling. Because you know the music from these games, when you're playing the game, that was actually in the courts themselves. The various rulers would have minstrels and bands, and that was the exact music that they would be listening to while they're looking at like their kingdom map and planning their battles and that sort of thing. Very authentic. You want to be Portugal? Actually, Spain is a really great place for, especially for people that are new to the series or the game. It's great because it's considered, some of the Spain starts are considered an easy start because geographically, you're in an area that's relatively easy to unify and conquer, and you've got a nice little bottleneck between Spain and the rest of Europe. Evie, what a thrill! How you doing, Evie? Well, you're right. They're pissed off about it, but if you look at it, I think most of it is, first off, they don't think it's worth $30. What was added, and that's certainly open to debate. And then there's just people that are pissed. Let's see what they're pissed about. Paradox's general business model. How is this worth $30? Top thing. YouTubers are all idiots. Okay, that's And then this person's like, hey, this is pretty good. You should get it when, basically says you should get it when it's on sale because it's overpriced. That's fair. I would agree with that. I wouldn't pay $30 for it. But that doesn't mean I think it's bad. But I do agree, like, I don't know who's paying $30 for this. Oh, I definitely think it's worth $10. It adds some cool stuff. It's just $30 is a whole game. And this really doesn't, it's not $30 worth of whatever. Okay, this is irritation. It adds a couple of interesting new features, benefits, and options on the whole. It's very annoying. Okay, so this is someone who actually doesn't like the mechanics in there, and that's fair. If you actually play it and you're not just bitching because they made me pay for it. Like, I'm not crazy about it either, how many DLC they end up having. But it's like, I'm not gonna downvote individual DLC because I don't agree with the business model. I'll say stuff like, it's not worth it. Like, I agree with the person who said it's good, but get it on sale. I think that's a great way of reviewing something like this, if you like it. But if you're just like, I disagree with the business model, so I'm down thumbing it. It's like, well, I guess that's one way to protest, but it doesn't help anyone understand whether the DLC is any good or not. Has it been 2 years? You know what? I have a feeling the pandemic had something to do with it. If there hadn't been a series of shutdowns where everyone's trying to, the gaming industry in general has had a lot of slowdown. It's not like nothing's come out, but a lot of things have slowed down across the industry over the past 2 years, just because everything has been, they've had to reinvent how they do things, basically. Yeah. So I'm not going to give them I'm guessing if we hadn't had a pandemic, because they love putting out DLCs. They love it. That's how they make their money. They make you buy something and then you keep buying it every few months. And then they'll 5 years later they'll make a sequel and start all over again. It's still the best in the business. Every Thursday, I said to the teller. You tell him, Brad. I appreciate that. You tell him I sent you. It would be Crusader Emperors 7. Well, that, I don't know, Matus. That implies that they would have made a sequel already. When they haven't. Well, here, let's go back. Oh, we don't need to be here. Let's see. Let's look at Crusader Kings 2 for an example. And the thing is I really appreciate the DLCs of Crusader Kings 2. I don't have all of them, but I shamefully have a lot of them. All right. I think it's going to be easier just to find a DLC to take us to the main page. 32. And you can see I picked up a few things. Not all of them. And they have them split up. So actual expansions, that's the stuff I really care about. And there must have been a sale, because I never would have paid this. But sometimes you'll find these ridiculous, stupid sales where they'll offer everything. Like sometimes on Humble and things, they'll offer everything for a Paradox game that's released so far for super cheap. And if that happens, I'll just, even if I'm playing that game right now or not, I'll just pull the trigger. It's like $12 and I'm going to get all the expansions that have released to date. Yeah, doing it. No, that's Nick. Don't. I feel like we're playing with fire because just mentioning it in my chat, that could blow up in my face. Because, as his lawyer will say, when they're calculating punitive damages, can you really put a price tag on a child's dreams? And when this so-called gaming lawyer came and saw my client's channel and decided, this kid's got a sweet thing going, I'm going to exploit him and rip it off. You can't put a price tag on the anguish that my child, that my client has experienced. No, I made a solemn vow to never refer to myself as the gaming lawyer. My channel is not the gaming lawyer. I am not the gaming lawyer. I'm just gaming lawyer. G-Law. The gaming lawyer is a legally distinct entity that, by my estimation, what would he be at this point? About 13? 14? Pretty sure he's around 7 at the time. Real little, angry little squeaker. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, this is about right. And even right now, if I just added all the ones to the cart that I haven't bought yet at no sale, $310. And let me see. Europa Universalis. This is one that I feel bad about because I keep wanting to get into this. And I've bought the expansions when it's on sale. And they had one of those ridiculous deals. And so you can see I own the vast majority of their. Oh, I guess this price does include ones I've already bought. Because there's only at retail $20 worth of stuff that I don't own yet for Europa Universalis 4. But yeah, if you want to get Europa Universalis 4 and you want all the expansions, it's going to run you $407. Now the thing is, I'm pretty sure I got this for like $12. Like seriously. And I probably posted it on my Twitter that no one pays attention to when I get really excited about a deal, because I don't care who you are. if you have any interest in this kind of game, I guess I do care who you are. You have to be someone that gives some kind of interest in this kind of game. All right, delete what I said just a second ago. If you have any kind of interest in this kind of game, and you stumble across a Humble Bundle that's got this for $12, when this is what it retails for, that's when it's time to buy that game. And you pay great. That's true, Brad. You almost always respond when I post something on Twitter. You can put a price on a child's dream. How much does it cost to go to space camp? That's the limit. Well, I hear kids nowadays, when you ask what they want to do when they grow up, they don't say movie star or astronaut. They say YouTuber. And The Gaming Lawyer, he started early. He had a vision. And it involved creating a channel called The Gaming Lawyer. Because all 7-year-olds love to have their brand identity involve something in like a lawyer or a license or some sort of thing like that. Someone that's authorized to practice law. They love it. Especially this one. And I took that away from him. I took it away from him because I copied him. So, that was the end of that. Apparently his lawyer would contend that I was one of the 8 people who had viewed his channel up to that point. I was one of those. And I just couldn't resist because I could see the brilliance of it. Kids love lawyers. They love fantasizing about being lawyers. See, he doesn't want to be a lawyer for a profession. He wants to be a YouTuber called The Gaming Lawyer, all one word. You got to remember that he had all one word. It's very important. It's part of what makes him legally distinct. Because I'm gaming lawyer, but there's a space between gaming and lawyer. So, each one of these things is just one small thing I can use to distinguish myself in the court of law. So, yeah, he didn't like the fact that maybe he felt a little outclassed because I actually could honestly claim to have a law license, and he couldn't. You want to go after the kid? No, he changed his channel name. He still made a couple videos afterwards talking about how some horrible person had ruined his old channel, and forced him to change his name. And I'm like, dude, no one forced you to do nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah, like the first year he changed his channel name to something else because he was so bent. It was something like Mario, Luigi, Squishy Pants, Pasta Face or something. It was like a whole bunch of words. I know it had Mario and Luigi in it. I don't remember if it had Pasta Face in it, but it was some weird, super long. Maybe he thought that would make no one would copy him after that. His lawyer's like, just come up with a name that no one else would ever want to use. And that will ensure that this doesn't happen again. I don't know. Maybe other kids would find that name very appealing. I can't imagine it would be any worse than trying to market to all your 7-year-old friends that you've started a YouTube channel called The Gaming Lawyer, all one word. Because that seems like that's got some first grade marketing appeal. Yeah, that's true. Especially if it's a kid. Nintendo would be like, oh, look at that. They're understanding. They're fine. Matuse, you're 14 years behind on your Steam library. Nah, I hear you. Let me see. Gotta look at my profile. And then I can look at all of my games. Takes a minute to load. Oh yeah, I was gonna see playtime. Recently played. Okay, Bravely Default 2. I'm at 57 hours. This whole foray was just to see how much I've played Bravely Default 2. Brad, do you know how long it took you to beat it? Because you streamed like every day, almost. And it seemed like you were streaming it for a while, but... You have too many games that you're like, why? Yeah. Perfect games. Oh, wow. Did I get all the achievements? I guess you get all the achievements just for finishing Walking Dead Season 2. Or maybe it's because I went back and I played and made every single different ending I could happen. Yeah. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I can remember getting almost all of these games, though. Like, I'm never like, how did that get here? I mean, even if sometimes I didn't select the particular games, they came in bundles, and I was just like, maybe I didn't care. But so far, I'm looking down this list, and pretty much every game I see is a game that I intentionally sought out. Well, Adam, there's an example. That's one that just came in a bundle. But then I ended up being into it. I played for 28 hours. I'm Ryan, or on YouTube, I'm the gaming lawyer. I'm a 40-something licensed attorney with a passion for playing video games, sometimes very poorly, but still. That's a fair assessment. Yeah. Watch me play games badly. Welcome to my midlife crisis, as I live out the fantasy of an 8-year-old when I'm 48 and pretend I'm just rediscovering my youth. Hashtag midlife crisis. The gaming lawyer, copyright strikes. Yep. Ryan, Los Angeles, California. Game lawyer, Ryan, Los Angeles, California, United States. Oh, does it still say that in my thing? I didn't update it. Did I move to Portland? Well, that'll give me a little time to run when they start coming after me. They'll be looking for me in Los Angeles. Yeah, there's some games here I know I'm never going to play. Well, I did like Final Fantasy 11. I tried that a little bit. For me, that was grindy and janky and hard, and you definitely needed to group with people in there. You still find it hilarious your husband didn't believe you when you said I was 48? Yeah. He's like, oh man, no way did I believe that guy was that old. What's the matter with him? What's he doing? What's he doing with his life? Having this gaming lawyer channel. Is my Steam profile. You know, I like to keep him guessing, Matus. Sometimes very poor. Yeah, it's exact. I didn't even realize that you're taking my exact language. It's true. I probably put this description in here. I almost assuredly wrote this description before any of you ever met me. This would have been because when I was doing some of my earliest YouTube videos, I found out there's a way to like link or upload videos to Steam. Maybe that's why my Bloodlust Shadowhunter videos got so... No, I put some Alien Isolation on here too, and no one gave a shit about that. So, something special about Bloodlust. Well, okay. You gotta remember that what you all have been seeing me play ever since you've known me was Skyrim Special Edition. Let me see if that's on here. Here's that. It's another 177. I guess that's still rookie numbers, because then you got people like Joss. What do you have, like 4,000? Fight the distinction between the gaming lawyer versus the gaming lawyer with the capital or the lowercase. Well, I think I actually had... let me see... with my logo. Yeah, don't look. But this was like my original background on I think for my channel, and like image background for the page and for my my Twitter page. So even though my channel was Gaming Lawyer, you know, before I got put in my place, I was definitely like, look at this. This was going to be what I have instead of, you know, instead I got this, Lawyer Plays Live. But, you know, I was all set up to destroy this kid's brand until he found out what I was up to, and he put a kibosh on it. Now, this is all before that happened. Here's the Gaming Lawyer. It was going to be glorious. It was going to be glorious. Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS, 1,000 hours. And probably my most, I don't know at this point, but I would still say probably my most played game of all time is World of Warcraft. If I was going to peg one game that I put the most time into, and that's just because it was something that I for several years was the game I played the most. And I just don't have that kind of dedication to any one game. I don't think I've ever had that kind of dedication to a single game since then. You got 1083 in Skyrim and 5 in Special Edition? Well, I guess you got it all out of your system early. Was I last online 32 days ago? I think I do stay invisible because I just don't want people seeing when I'm coming and going. I don't know if it matters anymore, but it used to be. I think it was Pokefan. Anytime you'd see any activity, he'd be like, "Are you gonna stream now?" I get all these messages from him when he saw me launch a game. It's like, remodding. Oh, remodding Special Edition lost your interest. I got you. It definitely is one of those things where you sort of almost had to like just wait a year, and then whatever you liked on the old one would be in the new one. You're not into that, Brad? Oh, they got the Halloween stuff already. It's July. Hey, look at this. Green Hell, 63 hours. Crusader Kings 3. Now, Brad, you know, I just want to point this out. It's not like I didn't play Crusader Kings 3. Like, for me, for most games, 59 hours is a lot of hours for me to put into a game. But I can guarantee you there's a lot more hours that I could play in this game. No, I only streamed it, was it one time? Maybe twice. I think I streamed it twice, actually. So, and that's because, you know, that's probably was over 2 weeks, too. I mean, you know how I go. I'll stream whatever I'm playing if I think it'll work on a stream. But largely, my enjoyment of a game like Crusader Kings 3 or Paradox games in general is one of quiet focus when I play games like that. I'm not so much at the pinnacle of enjoyment when I'm playing a game like Crusader Kings 3 and reading a chat and having a boisterous conversation. These are real, like, I mean, not to say that I didn't have fun when I was streaming Crusader Kings 3. And I think I had more fun because I named everybody after you guys and all sorts of crazy relationships were developing. So I was having fun showing you the game and like going around the game. But what I'm really into a game like this, it is